Getting ready to start off that long 4th of July holiday weekend with an isolated thunderstorm threat. Bigger storms are lurking, though.
A family in disbelief. Deputy-involved shooting left one man dead.
A horse trainer who was in the winner's circle at the Breeders' Cup is now wanted by authorities. Why she's accused of animal cruelty.
This is WKYT News at 4.
Welcome to WKYT News at 4. Jennifer Palumbo and Amber Philpott reporting. It's a perfect end to the month of June with sunshine and below normal temperatures.
It is just great out there. Take a look. This is a live picture now of downtown Lexington. It is beautiful, but this nice weather doesn't look to carry us into July as rounds of showers and thunderstorms are taking aim at the region. We want to check in now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. But again, I think let's not talk about that right now.
Let's focus on the next several hours because, as you mentioned, absolutely awesome end to the month of June here across the Bluegrass State. Live look at Hamburg Pavilion. We got a little cloud cover that's going to come in on that western sky this evening. Those are ice crystal clouds that'll be coming off the tops of some thunderstorms to our west. Right now, Lexington, as expected, 81 degrees. Look at that humidity. It is even drier today than it was yesterday. Winds have turned now to the west instead of the northwest. Most areas upper 70s to low 80s, depending on where you are across the region. And again, absolutely spectacular. Defender Radar Network, nothing but look at those clouds that are coming in on the western horizon. So awesome sunset alert is out for the region this evening with some of those ice crystal clouds. That is ahead of a cold front off to our west and northwest. That has a milder surge of air behind it. That front gets in tomorrow with at least a threat for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Here's the future radar for the evening into the overnight. As you can see, it is dry, nothing going on. Maybe late tonight, early tomorrow morning, a shower or thunderstorm approaches the region from the west, and that will kick off what is expected to become an increasingly stormy weekend, especially as we get closer to the 4th of July. New forecast is in. We'll share it with you in a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. The Knox County Deputy Sheriff and Constable are on administrative leave today after an officer-involved shooting that happened in front of a child.
State police say the deputy shot and killed 30-year-old Jesse Mills on Kentucky 223 east of Barberville about 11 last night. State police say Mills was accused of kidnapping the child who saw the shooting. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is in Knox County with the latest. It's our top story at 4.
It's a very sad story. We're told Jesse Mills was walking along Highway 223 with his 2-year-old daughter taken from the grandparents' house when he got into a scuffle with police. It all started when family says Jesse Mills went inside the home off Moore Creek where his kids are living, waking everyone inside. They say he was holding his 2-year-old daughter and just walked out with her, got into his car and started driving but soon ran out of gas. They say he started walking on Highway 223 with the little girl, and that's when police found him. Kentucky State Police says he got into a scuffle with a sheriff's deputy and a constable before police pulled the trigger. We talked to the aunt of the child, which would be Mill's sister-in-law. She said the child's grandfather saw everything.
From what I heard, my dad was down there. I believe someone said they tased him 2 or 3 times, and he kept coming toward the cop, and the cop shot him once in the chest and once in the stomach.
Family is hoping the little girl won't remember the shooting. In Knox County, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
And Kentucky State Police is investigating the shooting. The 2 officers, again, have been placed on administrative leave. KSP says that their names will be released later.
Investigators have released new information about a hit and run in Pulaski County that killed a 10-year-old boy. Deputies now say they're looking for a small hatchback-style blue car with Ohio license plates driven by a woman. Deputies say multiple people saw that car in the area around the time Stanley Turner was killed. Previously, police had said they were looking for a red car. We'll have the very latest on this investigation on WKYT News at 4:30.
The state has issued an arrest warrant for a well-known horse trainer whose father was arrested yesterday. Maria Borrell trained Run Happy, which won the Breeders' Cup Sprint last year. She now faces 43 counts of animal cruelty after dozens of horses were found abandoned on a Mercer County farm. Her father, Charles Burrell, faces the same charges. Investigators say he owns the company leasing the farm. They say the horses had been abandoned and did not have adequate food, water, or care.
There was not hay and feed available on the farm. There was not management on the farm. There were not even personnel on the farm to oversee the care of the horses.
Dr. Stout told us 3 of the horses were found in what he considers a critical condition. The state is now caring for the horses. We're working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30.
Sam Digg joins us now from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Hello, Sam.
Good afternoon. A young girl from Moorhead is fighting for her life, and her parents want the world to know her story in hopes of helping other children in need. 20-month-old Hannah Parrish has a rare form of leukemia. Her battle continues, but thanks to a bone marrow donor, she'll receive a transplant in 2 weeks. Little Hannah inspired ER Supervisor Emily Elam to host a bone marrow match program today at Clark Regional Medical Center.
She already had cancer, got rid of it, and it came back, unfortunately, in her brain, and she did radiation and more chemo, and this transplant will hopefully wipe out any leukemic cells that's in her body.
Only 1 out of 430 people will be a bone marrow match, so there's a great need for more donors. We'll have more on the match process on WKYT News coming up at 5 o'clock. If you've been looking for a feline companion, now is the perfect time to adopt. The Lexington Humane Society is seeing an increase in cats. Since the shelter needs to find new homes for many of them, they're offering a pretty good deal. You can find kittens as low as $39, while some adult cats cost just $1. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer and Amber, back to you.
Sam, thank you. Now to some stories making headlines across the nation at 4. Authorities in Turkey claim they have evidence the perpetrators in Tuesday's Istanbul airport attack came from the Syrian ISIS stronghold of Raqqa.
They also believe the attack was extremely well planned with ISIS leadership involved. Scott McLean has the latest on the investigation.
The victims of terror at the airport in Istanbul were from all over the world. One of them was just 8 years old.
She was a very lovely.
All told, more than 40 people were killed and 239 wounded, including 1 American. On Tuesday, 3 terrorists walked into the Ataturk airport and started shooting, later detonating suicide vests. A Turkish official says the attackers came from the Syrian ISIS stronghold of Raqqa a month ago and brought their explosives with them. Officials say the men were from Russia, Uzbekistan, and Kyrgyzstan.
Ask anybody inside ISIS or who has fought ISIS. People from the former Soviet Union tend to be the most battle-hardened and the most willing to die.
The terrorists had rented an apartment in Istanbul and were driven to the airport in a taxi. The driver was questioned and released, but 22 others have been detained. A Turkish government source says the attack was well planned with ISIS leadership involved. Despite that, the U.S. insists ISIS is getting weaker.
And they are definitely suffering from a manpower perspective. Doesn't mean that they're down and out, but they are facing shortages that they're trying to recoup.
The attack is also reopening the debate on airport security in this country. But moving security farther back may not be the answer.
You can move the security perimeter 10 miles away, and the attack will come 10.1 miles away.
The airport resumed flights just hours after the attack. Finding everyone responsible will take a lot longer. In Washington, I'm Scott McLean.
Tonight, the Eiffel Tower will be illuminated in the colors of the Turkish flag to honor the victims of the Istanbul airport attack.
The all clear has been given at Joint Base Andrews near Washington, D.C. after a report of an active shooter. The military post went on lockdown about 9 this morning. A law enforcement official says no active shooter was found. The base is home to Air Force One.
Chipotle is adding a new meat to the menu. Details next in Money Watch on WKYT News at 4.
Flying with a pet is getting a lot easier. I'm Brooke Silva-Braga at JFK Airport in New York with an introduction to doggy restrooms coming up.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
This could turn out to be the busiest 4th of July weekend nationwide ever for people hitting the roads or flying. That begins today's WKYT Money Watch.
AAA projects nearly 43 million Americans will travel this Independence Day weekend. That will make it the highest 4th of July travel volume on record. The holiday travel period is defined as Thursday through Monday. AAA says 84% of holiday travelers, more than 36 million people, will drive to their Independence Day destinations. 3.3 million will fly.
Chipotle is adding a new choice for its burritos, tacos, and bowls. Chorizo. It's a spicy chicken and pork sausage. Chipotle tested it in several markets last year, and it was a hit. So now it's going nationwide. Chipotle wants to win back customers after E. coli and norovirus outbreaks last year. Earlier this week, we told you about its new loyalty program called Chiptopia. Many people flying with pets want to bring them on board instead of having them fly in cargo.
But animal owners have experienced a major problem. There's nowhere for their pet to go to the bathroom once you get to the gate. Brooke Silva Braga found out a solution is in the works.
Joanna Shelmadine is taking her dog Clyde for a walk, but not in a park. She's at the airport.
He's my emotional support animal, so he goes everywhere with me.
Flying with Clyde was difficult because after getting through security and to the gate, there's no place for the dog to relieve himself.
And then you had to come back through security, and it would take a good hour.
Now that's changing as airports provide animal relief areas near the gates. JetBlue built this one at JFK Airport in New York, called the Rooftop. Flyers can bring their pets before and after flights. Layovers all over will soon be easier for dogs like Clyde. Beginning in August, every major airport in the country will be required to have a pet relief area. The Department of Transportation rule was made to accommodate service animals, but other furry flyers are taking advantage. Several airports, including San Diego, already have indoor facilities. O'Hare Airport in Chicago has one as well. JetBlue's JFK outdoor area is unique, but the company says more locations could be on the way.
This gives them a quick option with a more manageable connection time. Based on the customer feedback that we've seen, which has been overwhelmingly positive, we're certainly exploring other airport locations as well.
For Shelmadine, it takes the bite out of the dog days of summer travel. Brooke Silva Braga for CBS News, Queens, New York.
You fishing for a little fun this 4th of July weekend? I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at Lake Cumberland today.
Oh, I would imagine folks heading out to the lake this weekend are itching for some just hot and sunny weather. We'll see if we can scratch that itch with the forecast in a moment. That does include some thunderstorms. Stay here.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Month of June going out on an absolutely, and I mean absolutely spectacular note out there. Low humidity, plenty of sunshine, and temperatures solidly below normal yet again. We look at those 9 live sky cams from across central and eastern Kentucky, and each and every stop that we take you on looking similar to the cam before it and after it. Sunshine galore, a little bit of high cloud cover, though, beginning to creep on in from the west. High 70s to low 80s out there again today. 79 into Mount Sterling, 79 showing up into Jackson. Heading into the day tomorrow, there's a chance for a shower or a thunderstorm with temperatures that'll top out into the lower 80s. Defender Radar Network right now has nothing going on locally, but we're noticing some clouds that are creeping in from the west. Those are ice crystal clouds, and if you're looking for an absolutely gorgeous sunset this evening, some of us will have that with the ice crystal clouds showing up on the western horizon. Little spotty shower and thunderstorm action in the southern parts of Illinois and southern Missouri, likely to fall apart before they reach us. Tomorrow afternoon, though, cold front that is out across the plains will be right on top of central and eastern Kentucky, and that will at least give us some scattered showers and thunderstorms. But we look at that extended forecast and notice how the rain chances really ramp up Sunday into Monday, the 4th of July, and then we keep the scattered thunderstorms at least going into the middle of next week. So here's that all-important holiday planner of a forecast. Low 80s on Saturday, threat for a shower or a thunderstorm. Sunday with a shower or thunderstorm that will increase as the day goes on. As rain chances increase, temperatures are going to come down. We may have a hard time on Monday getting out of the upper 70s because of some showers and thunderstorms. Heavy rainfall continues to be the primary concern for those couple of days, Sunday into Monday especially. Hour by hour forecast, 11 this evening. High clouds continue to stream on in. Tomorrow's stuff scattered in nature. Not going to be certainly all day rain, low 80s into many areas. Front is right on top of the area tomorrow evening. May try to touch off a scattered thunderstorm for those Friday evening plans. Then as we go into the day on Saturday, comfortable brand of air in here to start out the day with the 50s showing up. Look at the afternoon. This model is a whole lot cooler than what I'm thinking right now. Can we stay in the upper 70s on Saturday? Yes, but we'd have to likely have some cloud cover to keep us that cool, but the threat is there for a late day shower thunderstorm. I think better storm chances as we roll our way into the day on Sunday with this setup across the Ohio Valley, with the front that moves in here for the day on Friday kind of becomes stationary. So the highest threat for some heavy rain Sunday, Monday into Tuesday for that area I have highlighted in yellow. And there's the extended forecast. Low 80s through the next few days. Thunderstorms will increase on Sunday, and that'll carry us into the 4th of July. Then a few storms as we go toward the middle of next week. Let us get a check on traffic and see what is going on out there on the roads across central Kentucky. We've had a couple of accidents here in Lexington. Just got one cleaned up now on the west side of town. That Harrodsburg Road and Corporate Drive accident has been cleaned, but we look toward Hamburg Pavilion. Man of War between Maple Leaf Drive and Todd's Road. Have an accident there, likely to see some backups.
All right, thank you, Chris. A lot of people are packing up and heading out this weekend to Kentucky Lakes.
And that is where we, of course, find our Deanne Stevens. She is out and about today from the lake. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys, from Lake Cumberland, Conley Bottom, where we are preparing for, thank you, Patsy, a little 4th of July fun. The weekend is almost here. Fred is with us, Fred Piercy from Conley Bottom. This is such a fun time to be. I'm a little partial. Could be at the lake all year long.
Should be.
But yeah, I agree. 4th of July weekend, they're packing in here, aren't they?
Yes, they are. And we're very glad they are. It's going to be a great weekend next weekend.
Ice cream and all?
Ice cream and all. That's right.
Okay, so not only here at Conley Bottom, this is like the resort of all boat docks. We're going to walk over this way and let Chris show. People are packing in, ready for 4th of July weekend. You guys have a restaurant and everything offered here, so you really don't need to pack up all the food, do you?
No, you don't. You're welcome to eat here 3 times a day. And we have an outside eating area and an inside eating area also.
End it with ice cream?
Oh, yes, definitely the ice cream. That's the best part.
I bet you guys love like Memorial Day weekend, 4th of July weekend, Labor Day weekend. All those big holidays at the lake are crucial for the success of a boat dock like Conley Bottom, aren't they?
Very much so. Yes, they are. We look forward to them and look forward to everybody being down here.
Now, is this something that folks can just come and be a part of? Do they need to, are there any rentals left? You guys have new rentals this year.
We do. We have new rental deck boats. They need to call. We're not sure how many reservations we got left, but we do have some openings on some different things. But be sure and call.
What about those big old houseboats back there? Are they booked this weekend, Fred?
They're all booked this weekend.
I'm inquiring for myself,
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But not for you, they're booked.
Yeah, did you hear that? But later on down the road, they're not booked all summer, so it's not too late?
Not too late. Yeah, call and we can tell you what we've got. We've got several openings, so it'll be great.
For those folks who have never had the opportunity to be here at Lake Cumberland, tell them what they're missing out on. They can bring the kids. They don't have to necessarily have a boat, right?
No, we have anything that you'd like to rent. We have paddle boards. We have jet skis, brand new PWCs this year too. Houseboat and ski boats and tubing and skiing. Everything's here.
I got to tell people PWC, personal watercraft, right?
That's correct.
Jet skis-ish and everything. Come have fun. Celebrate the 4th of July this weekend at Lake Cumberland and come have some ice cream. I was going to cheers you.
Yeah, better not.
It's melting.
It did.
And it's delicious here at Conley Bottom. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys. Happy 4th of July weekend.
Same to you. Thanks, Deanne. The government may soon look at certain travelers' Facebook and Twitter accounts. Find out why in Better Living. And how much sleep men get could put them at higher risk for diabetes. We'll explain next on WKYT News at 4.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $415 million, and tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is $243 million.
It's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. The federal government is considering screening the social media of international travelers to try to help identify possible terrorists. The Homeland Security Department proposal was entered into the Federal Register last week and is in a 60-day public comment period before it will be formally considered. Under the proposal, non-citizens traveling to and from the United States on a visa waiver could be asked about their social media profiles, but not their passwords. The U.S. Customs and Border Patrol would ask travelers to volunteer their handles on their social media platforms, such as Facebook and Twitter. The death rate from heart disease and stroke has been dropping in the U.S. for more than a decade, but the latest study finds that even with advances in treatment and prevention, the death rate is leveling off. Researchers say the rise in obesity and diabetes may be to blame. Men who sleep too little or too much may be at higher risk of developing diabetes. A study in the Netherlands measured the blood sugar of about 800 men. Those who slept the least and those who slept the most had higher blood sugar levels than men who got an average of 7 hours a night. Butter is shaking off its bad reputation. Researchers at Tufts University found eating butter has little or no association with chronic disease. The study finds butter may actually be better for you than the starch it's spread on, such as white bread or potatoes. But fats such as olive oil and canola are still healthier choices. Now let's head over to Chris, and this would be a fantastic night to grill out.
Yeah, grill out a little stick of butter, huh, at this point. It's good for you, apparently, again. We look outside, though, and we are dealing with a lot of upper 70s to low 80s. Humidity is bone dry yet again, mostly sunny skies, though we are seeing a little high cloud cover beginning to increase from west to east, and that is a sign of stormier times to come. That will eventually kick into high gear, Jennifer, by the time we hit especially Sunday, the 4th of July, and probably the 5th of July, too.
But at least a fantastic end to June.
Yeah, Saturday right now, folks who are trying to make some plans outdoors, Saturday looks to be the best day of the holiday weekend.
My son's 10th birthday is Saturday.
By far. That's his birthday gift.
He'll be very happy to hear that. Yes, thank you, Chris. Well, the news is just getting started. Here are Sam Dick and Amber Philpott with what's coming up on WKYT News at 4:30.